It's time for power.
Reason to stay. You don't feel Hello, traders. Welcome to the 15-year anniversary of the bankruptcy of Lehman Brothers. And just, before we really get started into the, market updates and the price action that's been going on today from yesterday, just looking at Bank of America, just one of your mega banks that, got obliterated. And I have marked with a vertical ray September 15th, 2008, where this was the day, right? Where Lehman's gone and bankrupt, right? But, the next, so you had a gap down. Wow. Like that day, Bank of America was down 21%. And then the next day, another major gap down to $25 and then a rally all day. What the price action's insane, right? Because you were down 20+% that day, and then the next day you gapped down 5.69%, but from that level you rallied. Bank of America rallied 15.5% for the close, and then the next day a gap down 8.64%. Wait, I'm sorry, a gap down to only 2.6%, then sold off all day, and then virtually closed down 8% from the previous day, and then gapped up the next day 3%, and then rallied up 15% intraday, and then closed up about 11%. And then after that, the next day gapped up 25%, right? And this continued on for a long time, for like another 2 weeks, before finally making lower lows, and it continued until March 2009 when it bottomed out. But how insane the price action you got back then. I was in college, so I wasn't paying attention to any of this, but my God, if I was, it would be just like 2020. Crazy volatility. Okay. And then fast forwarding, 15 years later, Bank of America is in a downtrend, only making lower highs, back testing key inflection points as resistance, rejecting the 200-day moving average, then just holding on to this, that's bearish, right? This is the argument buyers are presenting for upside, and it's been miserable. Like, yeah, accumulation happens in downtrends all the time. What do you think a bear flag is? Buyer induction phases, right? You got to get dumb money to get in, not really understanding the trends down, exit liquidity, so they can push the price lower. I mean, your next target here is $25, which is exactly where Bank of America was 15 years ago. Wow, what a winner, right? What a freaking winner. Okay, so just getting that out of the way, we can go just look at the VIX real quick. That's up 10%. We got a sell-off going on. Tech, a lot of different asset classes are selling off today under pressure, but yeah, tech, not really good. I mean, the semiconductors, yikes. You just never know when the rug's going to get pulled after the spectacular run you've been seeing all year, or at least the past 9 months. Here it is, major engulfing candle.
Something I researched that I've heard no one else mention. BTC/ILS. Bitcoin versus Israeli shekel top of last run was $200,000 exactly, while the price right now is $100,000 exactly. You can see it on Google. Something maybe people should start to monitor, hee hee.
Think you let the vampires in? Vampires? I thought it was the goth people, not vampires. There's a civil war that's been going on for 15 years. Goth people versus emo people, in vampires, I guess. Thank you, dude. BTC to ILS. I don't think I've ever been there before. You can just go to it now. Wheelp. I mean, the Israeli shekel, but like, how do I? Is it on TradingView? If you could give me a ticker on TradingView, I'd be happy to look at it, but you can see it on Google. That's what he said. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Bitcoin is hitting all-time highs. compared to a decent amount of currency pairs out there. Yeah. All right. So anyway, VIX is still very much in this downtrend, is holding 1277, and that's it so far. Okay. Not really any sort of cause for celebration or concern because it's just one day. And you know how easily this thing could be down 5-8% on Monday. But yeah, man, just a bad day for a lot of stocks, like Farfetch hitting fresh all-time lows in 26 minutes, going to have its lowest daily candle close ever. AMAT, Applied Materials, you know, nasty 1, 2, 3, the third peak, almost like 3 drives, just gapping down 4.2%, back below 145.64. That's a very real level. Like below that, I don't want to own it. I wouldn't want to be in AMAT. And where it rallied, I mean, is that an 886? Because you're talking about a completed shark. My God, yeah, 884. That's where you're done, all right? That's where you're looking for major reactions, reversals. Cool channel, you broke out, nice. But just looking here, you know how it is, man. It's the complex wave structures, and this is the end. I mean, this is where you shouldn't expect anything ever, but around these areas is certainly where, oh, okay, based on history, what we know about these predictable patterns is, yeah, you catch reactions here, and it looks like you're starting to. Okay, and downside, I mean, like, if you look left, the only thing that makes sense really is $124.50, so maybe more downside. There could be a back test of 145 with a gap fill before going lower. But yeah, I mean, that's it, man. That's the whole shebang. That's how it looks on the Qs. 886, bro. There it is. I mean, like, these are the least the least surprising areas for a new wave to begin. Hasn't really happened yet. The Q is just sitting up at 369.90. I mean, it's like, you know, this high from August 2021, February, and April 2022, just sitting there testing it today. But really no bids. I mean, you know, you're in power hour and you're near the session lows. And once that breaks, I mean, sure, maybe a demand line at the channel, but if you look left, I mean, a minimum target of 350, but probably 342. But you just cannot be surprised if we really.
As one of your viewers mentioned, it's Gus/CME, ILS1, on TradingView.
And I just hit enter, I think, right? Let's see. All right, let's see if this works. Yeah, that works. I mean, you know, forget the denomination and the price. If you look at the chart, it's almost identical. I mean, it's actually a little bit better. I actually think it is better than the US dollar. Because if you know, the US dollar pairing is back testing this May 22nd, I'm sorry, the May 15th, 2022 low. It's testing that June low, right? It's performing better. And anything above 94,500, look, this is the 28,800 level on Bitcoin US dollar. Anything above that, you're in good shape. You're making higher lows. Now you are below the 200-day moving average. You're testing it right now. Okay, I got that, but it's all about the levels, right? And you're above a big one, 28.8. All right, so yeah, I mean, Bitcoin to the Israeli shekel, technically pretty interesting here. Okay, not bad at all. So if it's like Bitcoin US dollar is not dead until you fall below 25,350, 24,700. This pairing, I mean, 94,462, 94,500 is the big level, the big one, man. All right. I almost got a formal bullish back test, which is pretty nice. I mean, you know, there's so many wicks, like, right? It's a zone. You could look at that as a level 2. You could see a touch there in January 2021, May of 2021, and then you see it again in June of 2021. And then look, the spring back test maybe in July 2021. So if you look at it like that, I mean, currently that's what you may be
Mitch, I
getting.
hope all is well. Been in the Citadel almost 2 years now. Can't believe it. I have some request I am about to send in. Can't
Sure.
watch today but we'll catch up tomorrow. Thanks, brother.
Michael, thank you for the 2 years of patronage support for this community and this channel. I'm very grateful. Without people like you, we can't do it. And yeah, send me the request, dude. You should have just put them right there, you know? About to send in. Okay. We are preparing for the send in. Thank you, Michael, again for the 20 and the 2 years of support. Hive in the chat from Michael. Okay, so you see here, right? This is pretty awesome. Easy to manage risk. I mean, like, extremely easy to manage your risk.
Love the fact
stop loss
you
below
are going
94,
live when
462.
markets are open. Let's get it.
Oh my God, can y'all hear this? Could y'all hear that? Let me know. Tried to do something. I thought I was hearing duplicating sounds of this yesterday and tried to make an adjustment and it might have screwed me. You did hear it. Okay. I couldn't hear it. I'm just gonna turn it back on for my sake. Thank you so much, Prison Mike, for the kind words. Hopefully you got your gruel omelets this morning and you didn't get hurt by the Dementos. Thank you so much. Okay, you get it? That's where we are. That is Bitcoin to the Israeli shekel, and it's technically in pretty solid shape with a back test so far and only the highest low of the
TGT
entire
headed to
uptrend.
the 886 from the COVID low. 110.
What's up, Michael? He said something about Target. Headed the yeah, probably. I mean, it's down 1.14%. I think you're in no man's land. I think you're at a level where if you're just patient, you'll get a lot more downside. I mean, Target's 90 bucks. He said 110. 110 technically isn't even real, like of a level, you know, like 110. There, I mean, is it an 886 from the COVID crash? Sure, maybe, but if you're talking about inflection points looking left, you have no backup there, right? So he's just anchoring from the lowest point to the highest point here. And the 886 is 110, like he said. But there's no support to help, right? The strongest Fibonacci's are the ones that have inflection points looking left. This one doesn't have it. So like the 78.6% retrace here was a stronger level based on confluence with, look, the 786 confluent, right? With the swing high in 2019. What's up, Anon? Chipotle, we can look at Chipotle Island, I guess. Thank you, dude. Now we'll look and see. Kingsman. Happy Friday to everyone. Hope you had a good week. Hopefully you were able to take advantage of some of these oil stocks and just going nuts, man. Oil, I mean, just a few moments ago hit its highest level since November of 2022. TTS is echoing. Brad, you hearing things? Is anything off on your side, Brad? Let me know. Thanks. So you got me, man. 786 was stronger than the 886. I mean, you could probably catch a reaction. Some sort of price action might happen there, but I think like anything below 130 long enough would eventually be $90. And you would go from this lowest low from 2017 by the looks of it. That's your major swing low to high. And an 886 there, which is $73. Yeah, there's a little bit more help, right? You have at least a swing high back from 2013 there. Yeah, look at that. 2013, 2007 peak. That's it though, right? So I think, I mean, you could look at it like that too. That to me seems like the ultimate low. And the COVID crash low was meh, still in the uptrend. There's another higher low. You could see it, right? And that's $73. Okay. And if you look at it like that, the 78% retrace just happens to be confluent with what? 786, pretty confluent with that $90 level. So To me, this makes a lot of sense. Your 618s here. Yeah. I think it's worse than you think. Very, very bearish. Why would you want to own this right now? It's bad, man. Bad trend. Trend is not your friend. Okay, let's take a look at just the futures real quick. You know, the S&P 500, top left, Dow Jones Industrial, top right, bottom left, NASDAQ 100, bottom right, Russell 2000. So we got a down day today. Selling into the close by the looks of it, where you got the S&P 500 near session lows. And that's about it, right? Just a sell-off type of day, man. Going, yeah, everyone's getting out. Yeah, here we are. We are at the lows of the day right now in the S&P. Right now on the NASDAQ. Pretty much on the Dow Jones. And close on the IWM. So we will look at U.S. oil in a moment. Oh my God. Wow. You want to see insanity? I mean, of course it's in an uptrend. Who wants to fight an uptrend like this? It's ungodly. But I mean, like, at some point you got to be like, that is real. That's some serious price action at a serious level, right? I mean, you hit all-time highs. You could just barely any price action above it, just up sloping. Yeah, an island close. Look at this, though. A rally to formally backtest what was once resistance in September of 2021 confirmed. It's been confirmed as resistance once more, 1959, and you're rolling over down 1.5%. You got to wonder what the consequence of this will be. I mean, if you're just looking at some levels, maybe 1754. It's a peak from December 2021, September 2022. Maybe that's what's in store for Chipotle next. That is not a bullish indicator. That's a bearish indicator. Despite whatever fall through, it might suck because the trend's just too powerful, man. I'm just telling you, right? And there's a gap that is unfilled around 1785. So you come down to 1754, you're going to fill the gap and back test a key level that's never been tested as support ever. Never. So, yeah, that would indicate maybe more downside, but might not perform as well as you think because the trend's so powerful, so bullish. Been so bullish, you know. Okay. Weird wick. Not true. No, I don't think so. S&P still selling off in power hour. We have 15 minutes till the close on the week. If you want to, we can look at the S&P 500, the Spiders weekly candle, because that will be closing in 13 minutes. And what is it? Well, it'll be the lowest daily or the lowest weekly candle close since August 21st. So what, 3-week lows? Not really that big a deal, man. You know, it's tamed selling, nothing crazy. All right, don't freak out yet. Dow Jones, what are you worried about? It's like nothing burger. Look at your weekly candle. You're closing higher than you did last week. Okay, still below resistance and stuff, but yeah. Here's your NASDAQ. I mean, unable to break 14,171. It's a key level of resistance, and you've only back tested as resistance, and you're selling off, and it'll be the lowest weekly close in 3 weeks. Yep, I mean, that's high risk if you're wanting to be long here. This is profit-taking stuff. I don't care. Like, it obviously could continue to go. Like it always does, man, right? But I'd like to see the NASDAQ composite. I'd like to see the buyers get the price back above 14,171, and I'd feel more comfortable about a run to 15,392. Until then, there's a lot of downside potential based on looking left. I mean, talk about minimum 13,000 just to test a peak from August of last year, and that, you know, and also May of 2021. And then if things get bad, then you're looking for a formal back test to like 12K. So that's it for now. No breakout, back test of failed breakout as resistance again, and there could be a lot of downside here. Okay. The IWM. Well, see, this is a little worse, right? You're going for your lowest weekly candle close since June. Anything below 188, I don't like it at all. And also, you know, last week you closed back below the 200-week simple moving average, and you're doing it again with some follow through this week with a lower close. That's just not indication of strength, man. Eventually, this context will catch up, where it's like the buyers tried in August 2022, then they tried again in January of this year, then they tried again in July. Eventually, this amount of failures, you'll just the buyers will just completely relent, and you'll go test key levels again to see if there's enough demand again to hold those supports. So that's not really what you're looking for. A massive underperformer and about to make multi-month lows. Small caps. Yeah. Okay. So we could continue down the kind of sell-off day that you had, where Nvidia down 3.5%, going for its lowest weekly close in a month. No big deal. Still so ridiculously elevated in price, and still so much downside to go. Okay. As you can see, where did it go? It hit the 1.618 fib extension. I didn't make that up. It's been there, and it's not gone higher. Right? That's been so far where it's pivoting and reversing. What's up, Manuel? Thank you so much for the $20 super sticker. And the pear dancing with his hat, and that's confetti. I think it's confetti. I don't know if pears use confetti or not. Thank you, dude. Much love. So you can clearly see up here, ascending, broadening wedge near the demand line again. And you just can't be that surprised if this is where we get a more major pullback. But you know, I'm not calling that. I'm not saying that I know where Nvidia is going next. It's just you can see what reality is from this high to the low point, a 1.618, a gold mean ratio, and you know how important, how major that level is. 2001, that's about exactly where the tech bubble popped. It was marginally above the 1.618 before it finally reversed all the way. Yeah, the 1.618 is a magical area on Nvidia when it is doing this cycle boom stuff. Sure, Manuel. Sure thing. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna like it though. I don't think you're gonna like the GIS analysis because it's bad. I think they're like, it's been hitting 52-week lows a lot. Let's see here. Well, real quick before we go to GIS, let's just go to total. Let's take a look at it every day, rest of my life, looking at.
I like turtles.
There's bears out here.
Maybe. Oh, well, you know, you had that death cross at the beginning of the month, about 10 days ago, 11 days ago. And doesn't really look good. I mean, I'm a little bit more optimistic on Bitcoin as long as buyers can defend 25,350, but total doesn't, like, I mean, I want to see like a pivot happen. I want to see like, if it's really confirming a bottom here, where confirming accumulation, it's time to go test 1.13 trillion, and you better not make a lower high up there. Otherwise, that seals the deal for me, probably on it being really bearish. So I think, like, if you're going to pivot here and you're going to rally, it's time to go test 1.13 trillion just to test it, fail, make another lower high, and that might be like a great short trade setup before lower prices. I mean, for real, you know, because that hasn't really happened. Okay, that's your total. It's pretty good, Bob. It's not bad. All right, so he wanted to see General Mills for reasons. I had this channel plotted like this, okay? 1 and 2 on the bottom, 1 and 2 on the top, then another on the bottom, and then, you know, started like getting out of it, whatever, back tested it again, but then you broke it, and look what, as soon as you broke that for real, you went straight down to a key level from history. Where is it? Was that it? Dang, man, I guess it was. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's just a peak from 2016 a couple times. and then it was a peak from August and July 2020, and then it's been formally back tested as support before rallying to all-time highs. That's where you are right now. That's a serious level, isn't it, based on what's happened here? And if you don't hold that...
For the quarter portfolio readjustments, the for the quarter will be huge. I repeat, the for the quarter will be huge.
Thank you so much, Trump. Cactus Leo. It will be huge with a capital Y. Thank you so much. Magnificent. So, it's bounced here before. Remember, you're normally looking for this. This is legit the stuff you're always looking for. Hey man, so you're in this uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, no doubt. And then you sell off and you back test an old resistance as support, not once, but then twice, the confirmation low. All happening the 200-day moving average, maybe the demand line of the uptrend. I mean, that's seriously where you're looking to take longs. On an assets, here, it's the first low. Sure, scalpers might come in. This thing might catch a reaction, but it'll most likely be short-lived, Rudy Poo rally, and then roll over again for a second test. And on the second test, you want to be monitoring vigorously because the test could fail before you even know it. So you just got to understand that. I mean, like, it's not really on us as swing traders to be looking at an asset testing a key level, you know, after over a year, and it's the first time and you're just chopping here. There's really no demand. It's just there are some limit orders here, and it's keeping the price from just selling off to 60. Not much though. So all this after hitting the major 1.414 of extension. So you're correcting right now, and I would just, after such a straight line down like that, I can't be surprised if at a key level like this there's a reaction, but it probably won't be very nice, probably won't be very powerful. Today you're already down almost 1%, back to that 65.50 level. So yeah, this is the dream stuff. This is what you're looking for. The second test of an old level. It's becoming support. It's like Chevron in ways, or not
What
Chevron.
What did you put in that sauce?
Why that kind of scared me. Thank you so much, Gordon Ramsay, for the sauce. Yeah, always at the second test. Confirms validity of an area that's support now, and then reconfirms. Yeah, magic area. All right. So I think it was like the only last request, right? I mean, many requests, dude. Yeah, we're caught up. All right. Continue on the day of selling. We're Stitch Fix heading on down, right? Heading on back down to 276. Very bearish. Very, very bearish. I mean, the price action here, this new piece of data lets you know how bad things are. You still got a lot of downside. And then if that doesn't hold, well, then it's all-time lows. Price discovery. This is redistribution by the looks of it going on so far. Fortinet, yikes, man, after bad earnings. Trying to get back above that 200-day moving average, just rolling over today, down 3%. Gonna go test $57 again, probably. If you don't hold that, then $50. Yikes. MCHP. I mean, it was skating along that 200 moving average, and now the 200-day moving average is resistance. And you're about to, in less than 3 minutes, you're about to have your lowest daily candle close since the beginning of June. Below that $83 key level. I mean, looks like Target makes the most sense for $69 and change next. Okay. Amazon, after hitting that second target of the trade setup, gapped down and has been rolling over all day. And yeah, I mean, that's why it's the second target of the trade setup. I mean, one does not simply break above 144.54. Like, just one simply doesn't do that, okay? This is going into Mordor. You're not going to do that. Like, with ease. Like it's some joke. Nah. Okay. I mean, you know, the third target would be literally going into Mordor and dropping the ring into Mount Doom. So, we just got to Mordor. And we're in the denial phase that we even have to go in to begin with. Okay. Oh God. Stitch Fix earnings on Monday. Oh my God, I'm gonna be sick, dude. All right, bad news on Marvel, man. Bad news. Well, it could be really bad. All right, so earlier when I was looking at this asset, it was below 54.54. Currently, it's at 54.54. The level where when the asset falls below that level, there's no longer a valid reason to really be long on it. It's like you cut your losses. You let the gap fill at 49.50 because that's the next target. If this level doesn't hold, it's barely holding, man. You get one more bad day. Oof. Look out. So maybe you got just like the high here and then the slightly lower high, and then maybe this candle in itself was another lower high, and now you're dealing with another lower high. Do we just have like real distribution going on Marvel? I don't know, man. I thought like, hey, if you're holding this level and buyers are defending it, it could be a low risk opportunity. And at this point, you're probably getting stopped out. But I wouldn't want to own the asset below 54.54 on Marvel. Just because the downside potential is vast. It's like you're talking, I mean, minimum 6% to 9% downside. Square's in trouble, down at its lowest price. Look at this. You're about to, in 20 seconds, chat. You're going to have your lowest daily candle close since October 14th, 2022. The second lowest daily candle close in years. So that's not good. All the support's broken, really. This was, I think, everything correlated to $56 to $58. And you're below it again after the lower high. That's the context. This is where $34 is in the cards. No problem, man. No problem down here. I think that's the big target. All right. HCA continuing to dump. Look at that, man. It looked good. Back testing a level as support, but then the lower high, then the new data presented itself and it was awful. And then you were coming right back down. It just looked weak. And then a huge drawdown, breaking below the key support, breaking below the 200-day moving average, and then a couple days of a joke. Retesting 263 as resistance, if you can even believe it. And then today, look at the fall through. And there it is. We have a daily candle close, a weekly candle close on the stock market. So, Jesus chimes. Lowest daily candle close on HCA since March 28th. A lot of downside below 263.70. Yikes. Look out, man. Whew. Man. Things change that fast, man. Back test of key levels as support can turn into something
Mitch. Can you check stock
nightmares are made of.
Thanks. 15.000000 USDC.
Anonymous, thanks for the $15 worth of USDC. Oh, I get like yield on that, don't I? Like 5% yield? Thanks, man. Yeah, well, look at that. Upcoin. Up stock, right? Is it? Yeah. No, why not? I'm going to do it right now. Mid-September is historically terrible for markets. Yeah, that's correct. It is. It's terrible for Bitcoin, too. I don't think we've had a positive September on Bitcoin since 2016, I believe. Are we on the same page here? Can we check stock up? Why don't they just rename it to down? I mean, really? This should be called down stock. Why are we even looking at this, my friend? This is the worst downtrend you could ever get out there. Most ironic name ever, too. Terrible. Look, man, so you just got to remember, just because an asset bottoms out, confirms a bottom, just like it did in October 2022 and December 2022, you're on the lookout for the performance. What's going to happen next? Most likely a rally will occur, but it will underperform miserably, and then start rolling over and testing those lows again and then breaking and then continuing the downtrend as it always has, right? I mean, look, one low, the second low, rally ensues. One low, the second low, rally ensues. But again, short-lived before the overall trend takes back over. The sellers are in full control of this market forever. And it's not changing now. It's just, yeah, finally the selling has ceased. And yeah, just a few days ago, you saw your highest candle close since May, but still, it's a joke, dude. Look, I mean, there it is. There's the level, 380. You above that? Nah. Because then above that, then you gotta like test 550. Why is it doing that? What the? There we go. Yeah, dude, I'm not sold at all. If you break 376, target's 544. If you can't break 376, $1, which is terrible. It's devastating. Sorry about the your stock. Let's look at ARM that IPO'd a couple days ago. That was up 25% yesterday, and then today dark cloud covered. The whole chart's dark cloud cover. Oh my god. How is it only down 4% today? Oh, it's because today it gapped up again. It was up 8%, and then opening up 8%, it rallied another 1% before just dumping, and from the top today down 13%. Lowest daily candle close on ARM ever. Second candle ever, but you get it. Okay, that's a dark cloud cover, and that's all it is. Wow, I want an education of that dark cloud cover. Here it is. Let's go the 60-minute for fun. There's not enough data to do anything, but hey, cool. Cool story, bro. Excuse me. Someone asked about Pan W yesterday, right? And there it is. Look at the fall through today. Yep, it was an 886, man. No matter what happens next, you just know it's the least surprising area for reaction reversal. Lowest daily candle close on Pan W, Palo Alto Networks since August 30th. So lowest close of the month. There you have it. Yikes. That's a bearish chart. A very real bearish chart. Completed and reacting. Okay. Microsoft here, yikes. What a down day today, down 2.5%. Still above that demand line, but barely. And buyers so far unable to get the price back to test 344. It is kind of concerning. It's kind of crazy, isn't it? These are growth stocks, right? And it's trading lower than it was almost 2 years ago. Microsoft, Apple's the same thing, dude. Growth stock, by the way. Apple just releasing the exact same product every time now. They're not even doing anything. Okay, so you're just hanging on, down 0.46%. Maybe you're trying to put in a second low here, but hard to trust it when you're so elevated, when you are below the level from 2021. I hope it holds, man, for everyone's sake, for the market's sake, you know, because if Apple starts rolling over, good God, good luck. So yeah, bad for the market drivers today. Very bad. And oil stocks too. Also, they also pulled back too. To pull back everywhere, man. The assets that didn't really dump today were the ones that had already been obliterated, blasted into another dimension by freaking Vegeta, you know. Those are the ones that kind of bounced because they collapsed yesterday on a good day. Here's your McDonald's that has today reconfirmed the double top. This right here, telling price action, yeah? Where you have two highs locally that are substantially lower than the previous highs. That's confirming distribution. And this price action, that's a big sign of weakness. Look at that, closing back below the 200-day simple moving average. You would think that you're just possibly setting up for 270, a back test of the old high from January of 2022. So, and then definitely, I mean, eventually maybe the demand line, which is just maybe at that level, marginally below it. Yeah, 270 target on McDonald's. Pay attention. That's what the buyers came up with over the past month. Failure. Less people involved than before. Okay. IT, I want to check on this because it had been like perfect setup, but like you just can't beat this market. You can't, like, in terms of like these tech stocks, just they're too stubborn. There's too much demand. Like, you're sitting at the 88% retrace on a type 2 return of a bearish shark, right? But it doesn't matter. You just keep making higher highs and higher lows, and it's like maybe it's never going to play out. But you're still at a point where this could be a Terra Luna type fractal where you made your first top, you sold off, then you made a higher high, slightly higher high with the head and shoulders. Wasn't it further than natural gas, how it topped out? Yeah, Luna, how it collapsed. And then consumer discretionary, how it reversed the upside. Same type of stuff going on, but man, the trend is so powerful right now. It's hard to fight that, you know? I'm just saying, okay, if you think about if this is the type 2 of sorts, right? Then it's just a smaller pattern, but the smaller pattern is the entire second top, second high, right? The whole confirmation. You gotta wonder there. I mean, it's effed. And also look at X. I mean, that is a level that has failed again to be broken. Just because you made all-time highs doesn't mean crap. Because it made all-time highs for a day and then it was over. It was right back below that. So it was a false bullish breakout. And then, you know, look at these more local levels. And then look at that. Like, look at the high from November 2022 being reconfirmed as resistance. I mean, that's a lot of adversity there, even if its trend's been so powerful. You gotta wonder, man. Just remember, one high, then the second high. Just look at the XLY. I'll show you again how it reversed. Please tell me this how much different this is. Right? This is what we're looking at. Right? It's the first high, the big drawdown, then the second high, the slightly higher than the first high, and it's head and shoulders. And then bye-bye. XLY. Luna, same thing. It's the fractal, dude. It is the fractal. Right, you make your high. And it's all happening at all-time highs too. So context is good. Look at your high, then your higher high, and then the head and shoulders on the second high. And then you go to natural gas. Right, your high, your big sell-off, your rally, then your head and shoulders on the second high, and then it was over. But now it's still holding up, you know, still making these higher lows down here in the basement. Okay. Bolero. Yikes, man. Okay, so look at 147. Here's this high from, was it June of 2022? Yep, June of 2022, right there. You failed to break out in January this year, and now you failed in September, 146.86. So a lot of downside, you know, potential. I would hope, like, you know, the way the oil prices are going, it's been good for these energy stocks. And it's already done the bullish back test of 127. So you pull back, hopefully wherever you pull back, you pivot and you make a higher low and you retest 146 to break out like sooner rather than later. But I mean, really, as long as a higher low than 104, 105 gets put in, it's still good. It's still showing reaccumulation. So it's pretty crazy. That's just what you got. You're at these inflection points just like Exxon. ExxonMobil was about $1 away from its all-time high. Couldn't do it. Couldn't test it. Couldn't break it today. As you can see how close you were. But nay. That's fine though, right? That's complete. There's gaps to fill. This could come down to 104.66 and still be completely fine. You know, that's how good of a shape some of these oil stocks are. All right. Yeah, no breakout and pullback today. What are you going to do? What a run it's been on the past month. Let's, we're in oil. Let's look at electric. Let's look at Tesla. Down 0.6% today. No big deal. You're just in between $209 and $300. Been a good run since the bullish abandoned baby was confirmed in getting in late August. Let's go to Google. Just looking at some of these bigger names, skating around. Google is still meandering on up. This is a rising wedge. I mean, rising wedges, there's percentage chances they can break upward too. So the exit target, the final target of this trade setup, it was posted literally in March. I know, it's crazy, right? 143.22. That's it. You're not there yet. You broke the 786 again yesterday. You're still above it today. But you can tell resolution's coming, right? Whether you're going to break upward and have a false breakout or moon, or you're about to dump, it's coming, right? Because the closer an asset is to an apex, right? Upsloping contraction or symmetrical triangle. You have that apex. This is the apex. The closer you get to it, the higher the probability chance of resolution, which is a breakout or a breakdown. Okay? So you're getting there, man. The question is, will we see the third target before finally ending this long extended rally? I don't know. We saw some of these tech stocks created the same type of pattern and they broke upward. Like Oracle, the whole thing was a wedge and it just blasted. I think it was AI stuff, but U.S. oil. Let's look at it because I'm talking about oil. Here it is. I mean, closed the week at closed the day. Like hour 44 minutes till it closes. But look at this, man. Session highs as I'm speaking to you. Highest price as I'm speaking to you since November 8th, and working on the highest daily candle close since November 4th. But broke the 382, headed to the 50% retrace at $96. The next more major resistance. It's probably $100. Yeah, look, I mean, you've got the peak from 2007. It's like $100, 98 or $99 to $100. It's a little zone there. Always gonna be a little zone. Price action later in history, years later, 2011, and then 2012, even in 2013. It had been even support the next year, 24, before the collapse. That's a real level, and that's probably where it's headed to at this point. Remember, bullish back tests happen. It was happening. We're looking at this stuff every day. These are the you look for buyers to defend levels, and then when they truly do, and you're at inflection points, you can then set entries and stop losses below them. There's a really nice A, B, C, D pattern going on, isn't it? Something like this. A, B, C, D. So it's like a 43% retrace. I mean, you're getting there. I mean, a 200% retrace is around 92.50. So, all right. Beautiful. Oil's doing it, man. It's so crazy. The Brandon administration, right? The communists were gonna refill the strategic petroleum reserves at $60 a barrel, and look where the price went to. It got as low as $63.60, and that was it. Why would he publicly announce the price at which they would refill? Only our adversity and opponents would take advantage of that. But I mean, everything that these people do and power are destroying us from within. So it's clear their motives: destruction of society as we know it, so they can build back a authoritative, broken system. My God, man, they're breaking the system so they can build back better. Like literally, that's, I mean, are you stupid and you don't see that they're doing that right now? Like, if you don't see what's going on with the Western, all the Western governments are completely compromised by shadow governments. And it's all one collective, concerted effort to destroy the West together. It doesn't matter what country you go to in the West, it's happening. Check on Halliburton. It was not down bad today at all. Wow. Look at Halliburton just sitting at this breakout level. I mean, not many asks coming in. Wow. I mean, is it going to break out sooner or later? Are we going to get a pullback first? And you'd think that makes sense. But all right, if you do break 42.59, see you at 55.50. My God. We've been live about an hour, you know, so. And poor airline stocks, you know, this whole energy thing, the oil cutting supply, right? The Middle Eastern countries, OPEC cutting supply for the rest of the year is killing. I mean, since that was announced, I mean, it's just been death to airline companies for the most part. I mean, you're now trading back at the same levels you were at in April when we identified this third valley near a support that seemed great for upside, and it ran like the Jesus, but then hits a resistance and then reverses because there was supply at a level where there would be supply, where people would take traders would take profit. Exactly. Anyway, so I'm just talking about like what was positive today, like Disney. It's been sent to another universe, right? But yeah, it's just rallying. It's a little bear market rally, a little short squeeze. Never quite got to the support, I think, 78.65, but I think it'll be there. I think whatever happens on Disney, it will manifest into a lower high than what you saw August 10th, lower high than June 13th, lower high than May 9th, lower high than friggin' February, and the downtrend would continue. It will stay most likely below the 200-day moving average, probably the 50, the 20. I don't even know. It's probably breaking the 20, but the 50 still, it's like, look what's happening. You're just like testing the 50-day moving average, bro. It's garbage. Loser. I mean, it's like not even derogatory to say if you own Disney, you're a loser. Like, that's definitive. That's not me being mean, right? You're a loser because this asset is trading at the same level it was trading at in 2014. That's 9 years ago. How are you not a loser if you own Disney? You have to answer that question. Indefensible. Imperium in Imperio. Wow. Bok, interesting. Well, yeah, we do have that. We certainly have that. The deep state, and now you have shadow governments that rule the world. And they are funded by Western taxpayers with these fake wars, money laundering. It's like crazy. Oh, is there a wedge, man? I don't know about a wedge. We'll see. Well, I mean, it's kind of like a wedge, isn't it? I mean, you might be a loser, but there's down-sloping price contraction and a false bearish breakdown of it. So at least let's head to 87, 84 and see what happens, you know, on Disney. If you're so inclined to see. Okay, pray for the wedge. The Mickey Mouse wedge. I think so, Julia. Of course. Right? Yeah. No, it's not. Why? I don't know. It's crazy. Now it is. Yeah.
Disney is going to keep going down. You are correct. Losers love Disney. Preach, Mitch! Preach!
Wow. Thank you so much, Dwight Schrute, for the contribution. I feared that you're no match for Prison Mike, though. Thank you, dude. Thank you. yeah, I just don't see what makes any sense till 78.65, and then that is the end of the line. I mean, below 78.65 is bye-bye. Bye-bye Disney. Yikes. Here's Hershey's company, one of these losers. I mean, it's been a winner. But I'm saying like lately, like loser as in, hey, it's been in this impulse down since May, non-stop selling, right? And it just took out the previous lows. Okay, I would say right here, candle high close from March 2022. Then you can see a peak May 2022. Then you can see a valley November 2022, January 2023. Oh my God, look what happened, right? Look what's happened. What was once a support or resistance, support has today on Hershey's, not yesterday, today been formally back tested as resistance. So that level that was always resistance has been confirmed as resistance again. That closed the week. You close the week like that? That is terrible, man. So next target on Hershey's would be 201.80, $200. Well, you can clearly see the next swing lows there. You better pray that if you break 213, I think there could be a way more pronounced rally where you could be minimum seeing 222 for reaction, right? These impulses don't last, right? That is some severe selling. I mean, beyond severe. Very seldom. I mean, an S-coin, okay, but like a stock, that makes money and produces poison for the world to consume, cane sugar, there's a lot of upside. I mean, just look left. The price action correlation between 213 and 230 is straight up and down almost every time. So if you get back above that, you could be in for a little bear market rally. But if you stay below this 213, you could wait and see 200. And then below that is end of the line. I mean, that's where, okay, 182, one at a time.
Currency accounts with compounding interest, and it's gone.
That's right. The support is gone. But the good news is the resistance has been born again. Oh, wow. Excuse me. Hershey's, Adidas, I know this is too illiquid, like extremely illiquid. It'd just be fun to look at it like this is a 3 drives pattern almost. You have one peak, okay? You then have the second peak proportionate to the first, second to the third, right? That's like a 3 drives. A very real possibility anyway. It doesn't mean it's certain or anything, but look, high to low. That's a 1414 fib extension. From the high to the low, what is this? A 1414 fib extension. Extremely symmetrical fibs, right? The swing highs to the lows. From the lowest low to the highest high. I mean, minimum 83.42, a 618 target. If this is really going to play out, if it actually is being identified properly as a 3 drives. It's a nice trend. I mean, it's uptrending. No one's going to argue with that. I'm just saying though, right? You could just go online and type in 3 drives pattern and look at it. So the one in the book, like the ones that are out there, they're normally 1.618 fib extensions versus 1414s. Okay, so it's going to be different than what I just identified. This should have been a little deeper on both of them, but it's so symmetrical. It's hard. And then up here, right, you had like this confirmation high, the slightly higher high on the highest high, right? 2 highs there, and then the momentum shifted to a lower high. Yeah, there's of course it could just continue to float on. Modest mouse this be. But yeah, look at that. There's a good demand line that's still there. It's probably a really pretty channel. I get it. Let's see if we could even make more sense with more touches. Maybe something like that. Maybe trying to, what makes the most sense? Try to anchor on the top. See if that helps any. Maybe go 1 and 2, the initial ones, and see. No, that doesn't really help. You would have to go equidistant. You did it like this. If you do it equidistant, it's probably really pretty. Yeah, you got that 25% touch point right there. You got 1 and then 2 and then 3 touches. It's beautiful. Look at the heart line respect there. Yeah, so it's been uptrending, but maybe you're starting to overstay your welcome a little bit. Look at this level from history. Look, it's a swing high from 2017, a swing low from 2017 again. Maybe it goes further back. I don't think so. No, that's it though. And then really it ran up to another level. That's a major zone there, dude. That is definitely a level where you do not want to fail to break that. If you break, I mean, that's like I mean, how could you be surprised if a reversal happened there? Completed a bearish 3 drives at the key inflection point. If it breaks this level, then you got a target of like 119. Yeah, that's where you'd be looking for a reversal. Okay, so let's get out of the way. How's Anheuser-Busch doing? Bad. That's not good, really, man. It's a lot of bearish consolidation still. Anything below 59.08 doomed. 59.08 on Anheuser-Busch, bud. 64.75 too. You know it, man. Like lower highs, lower lows, lower highs. Bearish consolidation below the 200. Don't know how this does well. I mean, it could go for a type 2 up there, but how? Who's gonna buy it to make that happen? TDS had an echo. I don't know. I guess it's not really that big a deal, right? Let's go VFC, which is also a woke company. Look at your wedge. It could be like oil, but maybe you get your bottom here. Again, this is almost identical outside of the context, identical to oil, where it made the wedge and then broke out of the wedge and then went for a second test, right? Where it performed miserably on the breakout and is doing what US oil was doing. Hard to trust anything in this type of environment. Hard to trust anything that's so bad, man. Jesus. I just like anything below $22.58, $20, just ripe for $13. Going back to 1998. I don't know, man. I can't trust it. I would never long it anyway. I don't care if there's a wedge breakout and a downtrend that's so miserable and there's no support. You're not like, if maybe this wedge completed and you broke out and all this is happening at 22.58 above it, then maybe. But there was just nothing here besides a wedge breakout and no performance and just the lowest highs of the entire downtrend. So if this was going to actually play out just moderately, adequately, 24.47 to 26, but I wouldn't trust the crap at all. You gotta see something, man. This is bad, miserable. Waiting for 13. Remember, this is so VF. They do the North Face. Yeah, you know. And then Ford, right? What's going on with this whole auto dealer strike for the unions? If they stay on strike long enough, then, I mean, we're in a recession, like, instantly. But yeah, no reaction. Only down 0.08% today. It made a higher low, dude. You really just gotta, I mean, we have such a complete separation from reality on these charts. I mean, the demands of the unions are kind of absurd too. It's like they want a 50%, 46% increase in their wages, which is like, that's pretty wild, right? I mean, extreme. And then like 4-day work weeks, which is okay. I get, maybe I get people, someone would ask that, but how much work, you know, you have people working at automobile manufacturing plants, but it's like, isn't a lot of it done by robotics now? So if most of the hard work's done by the robotics, then aren't the jobs of the people that work at these plants, aren't they more easily replaceable? So that would make it harder. They wouldn't have maybe as much leverage to bargain for a 46% increase in their salary in 4-day work weeks. Maybe I'm completely off base here. I haven't been in the workforce for a while, man. So anyone got any thoughts on that? Netflix certainly woke and gross. Lowest daily candle close on Netflix since May 31st, heading on down to $386. Still in this uptrend, oversold in the uptrend will take you down to where the 200-day moving average is around 367, 370. So there is more downside on Netflix. And remember, 467 was a key level that you failed to break it. And then there was such a lack of demand after the failure that the buyers were unable to push the price to test that key level again. So that's a sign of weakness. And you still got that left shoulder head, right shoulder idea. Momentum shifted. So sellers have possibly assumed control of this asset, at least for the short term. That's what momentum shifting structures represent on a chart, right? When the buyers lose control to the sellers, or vice versa, right? If you flipped it, it would be the sellers have lost control of the asset for now based on the higher lows, right? The buyers reassuming control, but then the rally could be very short-lived because look how you're in this downtrend, right? A rally to the supply line, flipped over. Anyway. All right, swing lows and swing highs represent the psychology of buyers and sellers. And that's why you're really looking for price action at inflection points. Price action compared to previous local levels, local highs and lows. They can tell you things. So Rimon, which is another one on the woke watch list. This thing was insane. I don't know, man. I don't tell you. It looks almost like reaccumulation. That's certainly like reaccumulation, right? I mean, you had 3 freaking valleys down there. Gorgeous. All right, 1, 2. And this is hindsight on this one, but I don't care, man. I'm just not having it. You got confirmation lows, right? That local confirmation low, 1, 2, 3. And it all was happening at key inflection points. That's where your range, right? You're looking for accumulation at bottoms of ranges. And since then, you know, it's been nice. You went straight up to test the old all-time high from December 2020, but you have been struggling from May to now. I mean, you broke out for 5 seconds, but now you close the week back below it. It's still fine. You keep making higher lows. Everything's good. You'll eventually break 397 and head to all-time highs. But I'm just telling you, you did not do that. You have confirmed not broken out at the end of the week, okay? Well, Bok, that's type of indoctrination that's happening to our youth and to even millennials. You go to college, you're not going to college. Most people nowadays are not going to college to learn an actual usable skill. They're going for just the piece of paper. They're getting into insurmountable amounts of debt, and the degree, that piece of paper they're getting, has no ROI, no return on investment. But the degrees with the least return on investment, I think, have the highest probability of indoctrination, of self-loathing of Western values. Right? Oppressor versus oppressed. It's like communism, Marxism 101. That's what's being taught in our universities and our schools. And unfortunately, those people are graduating and they're becoming educators themselves. And just wait another 10, 15 years where we're going to be. I think we've topped. I think we have peaked out culturally. I think the top of culture has concluded. We are on the other side of the mountain. I think we're on the other side of the blow off top. This chart right here, Rimon, this peak right here was culture, and culture concluded around 2016, 2017. Things started collapsing. And it's never recovered. Yep, only lower highs. You've never recaptured that level. So, only going to get worse. Sorry, man. So let's run to the altcoins real quick. I do want to talk about, we are at right now on a lot of these altcoins. We are at, I was posting it in the Patreon and the Discord, premium Discord chat today. Death or glory. Death or glory. Death or glory. Death or glory on these altcoins, because that is where they are right now. Will they? There are two questions you ask, because this is where these assets are, okay? Good example would be Lind. Death or glory? Death or glory, chat. At a key inflection point that's been defended since June of last year. You're there. It also lines up with the support from history. Yeah. A candle open from 2020 and a bullish back test in November 2020 before mooning. Okay, that's where the price is right now. But okay. You could have had the argument it was stronger maybe back in June after coming off of just crashing incessantly, and you finally hit a support spring back test maybe. But then the rally occurred, and it was a lower high than previous high, previous high, previous high. Then you rolled over and you're back at this level, and it completed an M shape. We had the completed shark pattern with a type 2 return and a rally, and it ran, but underperformed. It was unable to see like the top of the harmonic hits 94.74, makes a lower high than previous high, previous high, previous high, rolls over, and now you're back at this level. And a rally again off the same buyers defending, and another lower high. And then you completed another M shape, and you're just sitting here. And it's like, glory, this is the way assets can look, right? Without context, this is the way assets look before they go on big reversals. But with context, this is a lot of times what assets look like before they collapse. The trend that is so prevalent, so undeniable, this is what it looks like before they moon, or they confirm the validity of the downtrend with a lower low finally after a year and a half, or less, like a little over a year, and they mark down to the next supports. That is where many altcoins are, death or glory levels. Okay, death or glory. Below the 200-day moving average, only making lower highs, less market participants involved than before, but a completed M shape, and it's all at support. Second low. Wait a second, we could do it. Could you? Cardano's kind of similar-ish, maybe? Yeah. Look, death or glory. I think death, but again, for me to say I think death is arrogant in itself, because I'm not going to tell you I act like I know where an asset's going. All I can do is identify bearish indicators via price action at key levels, and so far it's all bad. But hey, by the grace of God, we're waking up. We're here. It's September 15th, 2023, and Cardano is literally at the same price it was at in December of 2022. It has not broken with a candle close or anything. It's just sitting here. So I have no expectations. Death or glory? Is this where the buyers defend it one time, now the second time, and we go on a rally? It could very well happen, and that rally could just turn into a rejection of the 200-day moving average, a substantially lower high than the previous high from July. Squeeze those shorts, and then you're just prolonging the inevitable. What you would think, if that's the case, everything stays the same, then you come back for another and then you finally collapse. Just fine. Another month goes by of bull crap. Rudy Poo, stupid crap. The Hoskinson's son and his whole estate and family have buy walls set up here. We can't let it, dude. We can't let it drop. We're about to lose 50% of our value. We're going to be homeless. Winter is coming in Colorado, and we must keep this price above this level. Death or glory? One that's not is Crow. It's right now death. For now, until this is all bullcrap, there's not been much follow through. Okay, so that's why you say, Crypto.com at Damon Coin, the swing low from December 2020 is still being formally back tested as resistance, and it's awful. It's death until 5.2 to 5.5 cents is recaptured by the buyers. Death. Death or glory for BNB. Death or glory here. Yes, above 211.70, which is the swing low, that one low that goes back to May 24th, 2021. You're above it this much. So it's you're a fruit fly. But dude, it's one low, the second low, it's a confirmation low. And there's like some more divergence here, right? I mean, someone could come up with this argument and be like, dude, bro, the second low, it's another higher level of RSI. So the continuation of divergence, bro, I'm telling you, man. So is it glory then? Are you trying to tell me with a straight face that glory is next for BNB? Like buyers defend this level a couple times, and then it's time to rally off the bottom. Problem is the bottom is it's a zone. It's 211 to 225. It's not just one support. You got to break back above 220 and 225. Other swing lows. Then you're breaking back into the bottom of this major range. So what is it, chat? That's right, Brad. One had a better show, for sure. There's always a chance, Gerard. You know that. Always a chance. If there wasn't a chance, I'd be like, we're going to $40 soon and now. It's coming. Like, based on context, based on regulators, again, CZ, BNB, the whole thing in the West anyway, was the movie Goodfellas. It was look, man, they'll come out with a movie one day and it's like the beginning. It was a glorious time. Wise guys or unregulated exchanges were making hand over fist. They were manipulating S coins. They were trading against their own users. They were allocating their users' funds for their own purposes. That's the way the movie Goodfellas of crypto exchanges is going to go. But now it's over, right? We're at egg noodles and ketchup phase of the whole thing for unregulated exchanges in the West. Governments have, all of them, because, they're authoritarian and tyrannical now. They've become like hardcore after the COVID lockdowns and stuff. None of that's really gone away. So they're not going to let CZ be the one. Nah, man, it's going to be someone in the shadow government. It's going to be one of these people connected to BlackRock or Vanguard, Berkshire Hathaway. Not going to be CZ. So that's like something you really want to take in. I'm not big on like going outside the technicals, but this is real life, man. The only thing that could save BNB at this point for just a rally is Bitcoin running to 28.8. That's it. No one's coming in to save BNB unless it's Bitcoin. Typical Hog, is that true? Chat, do you hear what Typical Hog said? He said that Ethereum is so tied to the CCP, it's insane. Is that really the Communist Chinese Party? How's that real life? I've not really heard that. Yeah, that's right, Cactus. We will be trading S coins on TD Ameritrade soon. Sure, it'll happen. Just wait. Just give it time. But at that point, KuCoin, Crow, Crypto.com, all of them will be gone. The withdrawals will be halted. Some of you in here will already have been scammed by them, these exchanges. And then, only then, will, TD Ameritrade offer Cardano to be traded on their platform. Vasco, they've been doing that for a very long time now. If you haven't noticed how many attempts have been going on, they've been trying, and so far, you're at your worst levels in well over a year. And you're fine like a fruit fly just sitting here. But I'm saying though, like if you're like banking on the glory instead of death, why not just own Bitcoin? You would, because Bitcoin has a better technical argument over BNB all day. Because the trend's your friend, no doubt, on Bitcoin. Trend is certainly not your friend on BNB. How could the trend be your friend when just a few days ago BNB made its lowest daily candle close since June 18, 2022, which is Black Saturday? That's not good. Bitcoin didn't even come close to doing that. We go to Ethereum. We haven't gone yet, so let's go. Let's do it, man. Did we even look at Bitcoin yet? So yeah, again, like there's if you're talking about swing trading, it's tough because, again, it's all about not just finding an edge like bullish divergence. Maybe we're witnessing it's so powerful right here on Ethereum. It's there, right? You can see it. You're looking for that divergence to occur when price is testing key levels from history a couple times, and this unfortunately is not really testing those levels. So when that's the case, it's really hard to strategize a stop loss and an entry, because you go long now on the divergence, and then it just starts selling off, and it's like, okay, then maybe your stop loss is below 1538, but then it sells off and just hits the demand line, then bounces. You get triple bullish divergence or something at 1420. So it's harder here. Again, Bitcoin would be the one. If one was going long, it wouldn't be Ethereum. I don't think it'd be BNB. I think it would be Bitcoin. XRP can't break it. It's up 2.6%. I mean, it's trying. It's testing it again today. It's still below the 200-day moving average. Ooh, we finally got something. We got some very real bullish divergence on XRP. You better look around, chat. This is a new development on XRP. A slightly lower low, below supports, below the 200, but dang man, impeccable RSI bullish divergence, right? Here's a low, here's the lower low. Here are the higher levels of relative strength, and it's so powerful that there's not even negative momentum. Interesting. Still trying to make these higher lows, barely, but it's there. Have your alerts set up on XRP. I mean, above 51 cents. You hear that beep. You're testing at the level that is the promised land. I think above 51 cents is glory. 66 cent target on XRP above 51 cents. Below it, hard to really be able to say anything besides 40 cents. Like, this could be the bearish backtest. But here's the thing, man. We're waiting for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin can get above this 26,682 level, I don't know why we're not going to go to 28.8. But here we go. There's now an edge on XRP. Bullish divergence. Maybe BNB, Ethereum. Bitcoin, kind of harder to say. It's not. I really always want to see RSI divergence when the second valley is also oversold. It didn't, though. It just went to 32, 33. This could be the second time, the one low, the second low, but also that's locally. One low, the second low. Two failures from sellers to break this zone of inflection. Why are they gonna not relent? And they should relent, and we should be running 28.8. If this is real. Because, I mean, everyone's counting out Bitcoin. It's over for Bitcoin. Bitcoin's going down. Bitcoin's in a bear trend. Bitcoin's bad. I mean, it's like, why do you have expectations? Why can't you just let the price action speak for us? Below 24.7? Yeah, I don't like it. Above 25,350? I think it's pretty good. I think it's okay. I think it's still making its highest low of the entire uptrend it's been in since the beginning of beginning of 2023. It's still doing that. Just the stagnant price action can really get somebody to be complacent and just capitulate and say, you know what, I'm not dealing with it anymore, I'm done. But you gotta look deeper, man. It's still making a slightly higher low or the same low than the previous low. And you just had a false bearish breakdown below that. So there could be consequences. Let's see. Remember what happened? Yes, we did have a death cross yesterday or 2 days ago. We did. It's there. Not gonna argue with you. The day there was isn't it ironic that the day that there was the day that Bitcoin broke support and made its lowest daily close since June, that was the day of the death cross. And then the next day after the death cross was confirmed, a bullish engulfing candle rejection of that breakdown. And, then we completed what could be argued to be three white soldiers. You have three white soldiers on Bitcoin at support. That's a Japanese candlestick reversal, 3 Japanese candlestick pattern. Yeah, lagging indicators get you in trouble. If somehow you're making decisions based on crosses, moving average crossovers on daily timescales, You're doing it wrong. Like, I almost never even care or look at these. It's just something, it's cool to like, wow, it's got marketability. People hear the word death or golden, like, what? It's a golden cross, man. Oh my God. Or it's the death cross. Carthago, yeah, man, turned it into COMEX. Yeah, manipulating the price. Someone's gotten a foothold on Bitcoin, but yeah, I think maybe we're sitting at this point is like, you have holders, people that have been holding Bitcoin. There are more holders than there's ever been, ever. And you got to wonder if this is just the line in the sand where it's like, okay, this is just seriously the amount of people that have accumulated Bitcoin and they're not giving it up. Yeah, I've not lost hope. I don't lose hope till we catch some serious fall through below 24/7. Remember, Bitcoin dominance just broke out of its backup phase. The phase E, and then the backup is concluded now with the breakout. Or at least, you'd think. See, that's the break of that consolidation structure after already being in phase E. Not overbought, not diverging yet above the 200-day moving average. All is well still on Bitcoin dominance. So if Bitcoin pumps, I think it's going to outperform altcoins. If Bitcoin dumps, it's going to outperform altcoins. So really looking at this chart, no matter what Bitcoin does, altcoins are not going to do as well. That's what this chart virtually implies. That's right, Gandalf. That's right. Ride with me. For death and glory? Exactly. Death or glory, chat, to the altcoins. Death or glory for Shiba. Death or glory. I mean, you can't tell me it's not death or glory. I mean, you're talking about an old candle low close back from September 2021, a wick low from June 2022, Black Saturday. Death or glory? A higher low? Are buyers going to defend this, or are we headed back down to all-time lows? I should have been the stream title. No one would have gotten it. What is death or glory? What are you talking about? TRB is insane, though. TRB is nuts. Like, gotta love it, man. Like a spring back test of spring and then gone. And it's like, if you do break out, the target is 43.97. You're almost there. Up 25% today alone. Yeah, there are a couple going nuts, man. Like OXT. Remember just yesterday we looked at this and it's like, my God, these buyers they're more than before. I keep confirming bottoms again. And just a day later, up 80. I even mentioned 8.5 cents. You hit it today. It's up 26%. Insane, man. So look, you're looking for assets that are showing higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Stuff. This is what you're looking for. XRP is kind of like this. This is legit like XRP. If it bottoms and gets above 51 cents, this is the price action you could probably be getting after getting back above 51 cents. Yep. Insane. Absolutely crazy, dude. Maker breaking back out. So like the argument is invalid for any low risk for short. Your target's 1744 most likely. Just higher lows locally, higher lows the previous low, after the higher high. Yeah, you're going to go test 1350, but 1744 is on the table now. Anything above 1194, and let me show you, it's not an opinion, it's just based on historical price action. Look, straight up and down, up, down, up, down, up. Guess what? Straight down, up, down. Guess what? If you're back above this level, you run the risk of seeing 1744 again on Maker. Okay? Powerful stuff. This could have been the backup. Wyckoff accumulation. Geez, it's gorgeous, man. Do not sleep on Maker, because that means there's insane upside. Even with it being up 6.7% today, there's still another 40% upside on Maker. It's crazy. Okay. Death or glory? Looks like glory for Maker. VeChain was another death or glory situation, and guess what? It was saved by Gandalf, right? It was before it got listed to Coinbase. This asset had broken, so it already broke its major supports and even back tested those levels as a resistance a couple times. But I'm talking about it was breaking the local low from December of 2022. It made its lowest daily candle close September 11th in multiple years. It had been 3 years. And then the news-driven catalyst, bullish engulfing, saving it. So some sort of glory manufactured here. But here's the issue. Just because this is happening, it's been on a run since then and can continue. But until 2 cents is captured by the buyers, until the previous levels here are captured by buyers, until the 200-day moving average is captured by the buyers, you're still in a downtrend. So this could keep going. My God, this could go all the way up another freaking 14%, 13.5%, and still be in a downtrend. But this was saying, these supports, you just can't act like you know if they're going to hold, because even after all these failures, these lower highs, it looks like it's about to collapse. Maybe not this time, maybe later. It's got to go make another lower high and then retest again and then break and fail. But it could be a month or two down the road. Yes, of course, obligatory. That's right. VeChain doing things. YFI, death or glory? Bro, it is death or glory. I don't know. Like, is it a weekly type 2 return? It seems like it, but look where we are. I mean, you have this is like set up perfectly, the lowest risk area you could ever dream of for an M shape completing after a massive drawdown and a 98% retrace from the August 2020 low, one low, the second low. Buyers are trying, man. Anything above 53.84 is the lowest risk area ever for a long.
LR/USDT happy weekend, Mitch.
What's up, Peter? Thank you for the $20.15 super chat. Yeah, look at ELA. Yeah, sure, thanks. I just wish I could tell you. Like all I can do is identify the developments. And this was the lowest, like OXT, think about it, the lowest low in June 2022. And then a lot of price action for a long time, 6-7 months, and then a higher low. And then a rally, unfortunately a lower high, but then a sell-off again. And now the same lows, rivaling the lows from November 2022, January 2023. But the big but is both of these lows are higher than the lowest low, and that should be considered, that should be monitored, because that could be accumulation confirmed. And you're at you're at the actionable level. This is where someone might be placing their bids. If they're new to this chart, they might say, okay, but you know, if 53.84 breaks for real, I mean, you have a target of 3,000 or at least 4,000 for the June low. So it's just all, this is the basement, man. The absolute basement of basements. Death or glory for YFI? You are at critical areas. Cue up the song on some of these alts. Big butts. Maybe one butt, maybe two. Maybe Randy Savage. Cream of the crop. Weekly stages set on YFI. It's insane. The sellers have tried, and they've tried again and again, and they keep failing, and there just happens to be some person, some group of people that still own this, that bought at the bottom in June of last year. More than before, just barely. All right. ELA for PETA. Thank you again, Peter, for contributing to this 100% crowdsourced stream. Let's see here. What chart has the data? What chart has the data? Is it, I don't know. Yeah, let's look around, I guess. You got an exchange, man. If you're gonna be requesting these jokes, he wants Tether, so maybe Binance? Is it even on Binance? No, maybe KuCoin? Yeah, maybe there's more data. Okay, here we go. All right, so you tell me. Here's the chart. I've been here before. Reluctantly, I've been here, I'm sure. It was a request at one point. Well, you tell me, dude. I mean, yeah, all these higher lows been coming in for a while since the bottom. That bottom was put in at the beginning of the year. So you've been making higher highs, higher lows, really. But I'm telling you, there is a zone of inflection that cannot be argued with or denied. It's been there. It's been tested and tested and tested and not been broken. So I just... If you're wanting to strategize, I mean, maybe your cutoff's 133, right? The June 2022 low. It's just tough to... And I think above 211, insanity. Like it could go in over double in value. But below it, it's just tougher to justify being long on it because it's just failing to break resistance. But it could just be a sell wall and you see the continuation of accumulation. There just continues to be more people than before, right? It's almost like ascending triangle behavior. Right, with extend this on, whatever. Just a demand line right there. It was broken and then reconfirmed as support. I mean, that's what you got going on. So above the 200 moving average, I bet there's a golden cross going on. Yeah, you already had a golden cross and then confirmed there would not be a death cross. So that's good. So still moving the 50s above the 200, which is always good. But yeah, man, maybe I'm going into this a little too much. Above 211 is the promised land. Below it is just back testing all-time lows as resistance. So KuCoin's just dead, dude. Oh, I'm talking about the price, the chart, not the exchange yet. It's not dead yet. Okay, so again, I'm optimistic on Bitcoin. Altcoins, a lot of them are at these key levels. You know, so that means they're at the same price they were at 9 months ago, maybe even 10 months ago, depending on which coin. And in between that 9-month period, major lower highs than the previous highs. So distribution, assets are sitting at these supports. They're not breaking because Bitcoin's holding support. All right, well, it's been a good stream. It was, early again, just because price action on the stock market is superior to price action in crypto. And it's been that way for many months. Don't know if it'll ever change. But thanks for coming out. Thanks for the likes, love, support, contributions. Until next time, respect.